Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, December 5. 52 Westmoreland residents are now celebrating getting the keys to their own homes in Darlaston Grove and Shrewsbury. Prime Minister Andrew Holness presented keys to families for 29 detached units in Darlaston Grove and 23 detached units in Shrewsbury yesterday. They are the first set of beneficiaries in the island to receive units under the National Housing Trust's Labour and Small Materials Program, LSMP. Prime Minister Holness congratulated the new homeowners and lauded the NHT on delivering the houses. He said the trust has been making steady progress towards achieving its target of developing 23,000 housing solutions in Jamaica by 2021. A proposal for a new public sector compensation structure is expected to be brought to Cabinet for consideration by December 2020. Minister of Finance and the Public Service, Dr. Nigel Clark, says the proposal will follow a review of the compensation structure as part of the ongoing transformation of the public sector. The review will be undertaken at a cost of $1.58 million over an 18-month period beginning January 2020. The Finance Ministry signed a contract with international consulting firm Ernst & Young Jamaica Limited yesterday to carry out the review. It is seeking to streamline public sector compensation and make it more transparent.
We'll be looking towards establishing a single job evaluation system where jobs can be evaluated according to a single criteria rather than using multiple job evaluation criteria, which we have been using over the past several decades, which has resulted in public sector compensation that is varied and suboptimal.
The minister pointed out that there are 325 distinct grades in the public sector, which he says is not sustainable and leads to a system that is inefficient and non-transparent.
In addition, there are at least 175 separate and distinct allowances across the public sector. I got a note today to say it's actually 185. And that is a problem because, again, it leads to complexity and it also leads to inequities.
Under the contract, the consultants will develop a proposal for a pay-for-performance and reward framework and indicate the financial impact of the new compensation structure. They will also develop a single job evaluation tool for the public sector. In the meantime, the international consulting firm Ernst & Young has been contracted to implement shared corporate services for the public sector. The $5.45 million contract was signed at the Finance Ministry yesterday.
We are aiming to bring greater levels of efficiency to the public sector by consolidating administrative and support functions into single areas that can serve the entire public sector. And we'll be seeking to do that along a number of functional areas. I won't mention all of them, but areas such as HR and legal services, internal audit, public relations, and other such support functions.
The exercise is to begin in January 2020 and last for 24 months. These activities fall under the Public Sector Transformation Program jointly funded by the Government, World Bank and the United Kingdom Department for International Development. Cabinet has given its approval for the appointment of the 13-member Medical Council in keeping with Section 4 of the Medical Act. A release from the Health and Wellness Ministry indicates that Chief Medical Officer Dr. Jacqueline Bisesa Mackenzie and Dean of the Faculty of Medicine at University of the West Indies, Dr. Tomlin Paul, will serve as ex officio members. They and other members will serve on the council for a period of 3 years. The functions of the Medical Council will include registering medical practitioners and appointing officers to conduct examinations of persons applying for registration as medical practitioners. It is also charged with ensuring registered medical practitioners maintain proper standards of professional conduct. The first order of business for the Medical Council will be to elect a chairman. Kingston's Mayor Delroy Williams is reassuring the creative fraternity that the Ward Theatre will be open for business in November 2020. During a guided tour yesterday of restoration works on the theatre, Mayor Williams said the stage area was where the majority of work remains to be done. Approximately $300 million is required to complete the renovation of the historic theatre.
We have already done an estimate. We have drawn from experts across the globe who have come here, given us their time and their expertise, and have coming up with designs for the stage area and costings. This would include the lighting and the rigging system. And we have gone and we have looked at the lighting and we have explored them, and I will tell you that when the theatre opens next year, the lighting will be a significant part of the theatre. You can put on a show just with the lighting.
Thus far, completed areas include a cafeteria, changing rooms, and restrooms. Seating and carpeting have been procured, while work continues on the facade finishing through collaboration with the Jamaica National Heritage Trust.
We are basically in the process of the electrical and AC design. That is already contracted, and in a matter of a few weeks, we will have the AC and the electrical design. From there, we will move to the procurement of the contractor for the installation of the electricals and the AC.
A multi-sectoral team comprised of government and private entities are engaged in restoring the ward after it fell into disrepair over 10 years ago. The ward is the largest and most historic theatre in the English-speaking Caribbean, with a rich history of world-class performances. And finally, Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Dr. Grace McLean, says the state is committed to working with the Jamaica Teachers Association to improve learning outcomes for the nation's children. Among the policies and programs being looked at are the introduction of an emotional and social intelligence program and an anger management initiative.
There is a lot of anger among our people, just Jamaicans generally speaking, and we have to find a way to prepare our people to handle the various issues, economic challenges, and other social issues that we're having as a people, so we can operate in a conducive environment as we continue the teaching-learning process.
The Acting Permanent Secretary was addressing Tuesday's 2019-2020 LASCO and Ministry of Education Teacher and Principal of the Year Awards luncheon. Old Harbour High School Principal Linton Ware and teacher at the Immaculate Conception High School, Bagia Maladi, copped top honors at the event. In addition to a championship trophy and checks worth $250,000, they will be attending the Association for Supervision and Curriculum Development Conference to be held in Los Angeles, California in March 2020. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.